Let me just make sure here.
We are live. Sorry, I'll be home at 10 minutes. I told you it'd be between 5 and 6. It's a lot of traffic
Me
there.
and you are live here, but the funny thing is on YouTube, I don't see it, so I don't know if I'm missing something.
Try it. I can.
Let me see here. Can you guys hear us? Let me see. Are you guys seeing us? Oh, there we go. There we are.
You think I can share it too or not?
Yeah, I just had it on. It was there. We're ready.
All right.
So how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. It's been a
I think
while. It's been.
for a lot of people, this is a long time coming. I think. What do you think?
I know it's been a year trying to get you, but I never got your number, nothing. So I couldn't contact you. I wrote
No,
you many
this is
times. Hey,
good.
call me, write me something, but I think you didn't see it.
Send me flowers, chocolate, something, huh? What are they gonna do with my glasses?
Oh my God, Pimpy, are you serious now? You're gonna look for your glasses?
There we go. Anyways, so what do you think about what today's little events? It looks like we had a terrorist attack. Is that right?
I
Over in
didn't hear
New
about. I've
York.
been on the road all day, so I didn't hear about anything. In the port, I heard something about in the border of Canada and United States happened, but I
Yeah,
didn't.
so we're right there around what is it, Niagara Falls. My issue was it wasn't that long ago that I posted a video telling people I was concerned about the continuity of a government because the way it's being explained and the Sarah is just crap because that's not how it really is. The way it is, I did a video on my Pimpy's News Network and explained it. It's a real dangerous situation if they do a continuity of government. Then what they do is they choose who they want to be president. They bypass our their whole electoral process, and
Wow.
so yeah, they're a shadow government. Every department that we have out here is shadowed. There's another, what do you want to call it, duplicate department hidden somewhere where they're safe, and the government's able to continue. But the issue I don't like is if something like a terrorist attack happens, then they get to choose the president, not us. We don't get to choose, they do. And the way Gavin Newsom has been running around and the way he's been talking and the way Biden's been talking about Gavin Newsom, I'm concerned that's how they're going to just bypass Trump and just put Gavin
Well,
Newsom right in office.
it sounds to me it's all planned already.
Yeah, I think it's been planned. So I'm just keeping an eye on what these people are saying. Just real quick, you guys out there listening to us, what do you think? Do you think that's the plan? Is that what they're going to do to get Gavin Newsom in the office? What do you think? Just put a 1 for yes, 2 for no. I'm curious to see how that comes out.
I don't see the comments, Pimpy, so I don't know if they.
Oh, I'll let you know as it comes
Okay.
jamming along here. Make sure are we still on over here? Yeah, there's a slight delay, so that's okay. It'll start going. So whatever we say here, there's a slight delay before it shows up over on YouTube.
Listen, I'm sorry about what I'm gonna say, but this is the worst government United States have. Seriously, not like even the other ones they were bad and they were attacking everybody, but not like this, man. I never saw this in my life. This is the first
Well, I
time.
never thought that it would be possible here in the United States. I thought, if people would have mentioned to me, well, they did years ago, and I thought they were a crock of crap. But as I got older, started to pay attention and realize that, there's something there. There's absolutely something there. And now you're seeing this worldwide. Everybody's happy about this president that was elected in Argentina. The thing I don't like about it is he's part of the World Economic Forum, man. I'm glad he's there, and they saying that they're anti-socialism, but I don't like that anybody that's affiliated with the World Economic Forum, I'm not a fan of. It just could be a undercover, guy.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it's a mess.
The United States is supposed to be the leader of the world.
Heck, we got infiltrated.
The peace of the world. Yeah, that's supposed to be like everything to the world. But I mean, there were like 4 years ago. They did everything they can, but now it's like, it's not.
Yeah, and then you got this missile attacks over there in Iraq. They hit us with some ballistic missiles, and oh, you're starting to break up a little, Nader. Are you there? Did I lose you?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, there you go.
Connection. I'm almost home, and we have nice connection.
So, anyways, a ballistic missile attack. They attacked the American soldiers over there, and then we responded with our weapons, and so that's the kind of thing you don't want to see happen. We haven't had to attack anybody in Iraq in 2 years, so this is what I was hoping wouldn't happen. Yeah, you don't want to go backwards. I'm like, come on, Iraq, and it's not really Iraq. It's the militia people.
They targeting like Iranian influence. There we go. They target
militia.
Like these people who target. Yeah, that's not. It's militias. It's not like it's ISIS. It's Iran militia. It's whatever you call it, but it's not have nothing to do with the army of Iraq or the government of Iraq or the people of Iraq. I know what's going on now. It's the WANA. Iraq is getting stronger with the help of the United States, with the help of a lot of countries.
You froze up again. Are you there? Did I lose you? There you are. Hold on, Nader, you're breaking up. Can you hear me? Did you hear me? I see you now.
Yes.
There you are.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, they're militia over there, and that's what they're claiming. There's Iranian-backed militia groups are launching missiles at U.S. soldiers, but these people around the world, you can say it's a conspiracy or not, but around the world, these people are pushing this purposely into World War III. I really do believe they want a nuclear war. If their job is to depopulate the earth as much as possible, that's one way to do it. People might say that sounds crazy, but if you look at everything, everything is very suspicious the way everything's playing out. We're allowing people to come across our borders unvetted. This means we're allowing in terrorists. We got military-age Chinese nationalists coming across our border. Why the hell would you let these people in? How many got through that haven't got caught? So now we have a terrorist attack happening. I think that's just the thing to come. You're going to start seeing it more often.
Did anybody got hurt or not?
The two people driving the car died. Obviously, it was a car bomb, and the guy that was at the toll booth, I heard, got injured. Somebody said that there was tons of people got killed, but that's not what I heard. It's just a toll booth guy was injured, and the people in the car were killed. But now they're saying there's another car bomb driving around somewhere. Somebody's on a run, and they're looking for them.
Oh, shit.
In New York, you have that Macy's Thanksgiving parade. That's thousands and thousands of people, or tens of thousands.
I'm sure they're going to cancel it or something. If anything happens like that, they're going to cancel it. So
it's already going, my friend. But things seem to be escalating everywhere. But if we get back to Iraq, which I'm sure most people want to hear about, is you don't want Iraq to get involved in anything. And Al Sadini has been doing a great job of making sure Iraq stays out of that crap. And
they cannot get involved. They cannot get involved. And first, we cannot get involved because we still, very, very, very weak. We have no army. Whatever you see on YouTube and all that is not true. The army and abortion, we have no army for now. We still get training from the United States and other countries. So we cannot do anything for now.
No, they call them a security group. That's what they call them right now. Instead of an army, they call them a security group.
Well, they're police department, they're like stuff like that. They're not the army yet. Give it 5 years, Iraq will have a nice army. But for now, they don't have.
Well, they used to have the third most powerful military at one time, and then that was
you're talking about in the Arab world, yes, but not in the world. The third in the Arab world, not in the world.
Listen, so I know some of the things. I was going to say some of the things.
When Saddam was there, the army used to be strong, but not that strong.
Well, we got elections coming up. Do you think he's going to get back in there?
Sudani, yes. That's why you see Maliki getting involved a little more these days. That's why you see yes. And he gets, even if he disagree with Sadr and a couple of things, Sadr likes him. He likes him. So, and they're both the same. They're both Shia, so they're going to support each other. Behind back doors, behind closed doors, they will support each other. I think people like him there, so I think you'll get at least 60-70% of the votes.
I think what we don't want to see is people are disagreeing, and we don't want to take another year to get a government in there. We don't want to hear this crap.
Well, when you plant a democracy in a country like that, every 2 or 3 years, you're gonna see a new president. That's what happened. If you look at the history of the other Arab country who got democracy, like Tunisia,
Well, yeah, they're supposed to do 4 years.
Yes,
But
now they're stable, but every 2 or 3 years you're gonna. But here's the problem: they got tired. Like Sudani, I'm sure he's tired. He's been working like Kadimi too. We call him Kadami, but guys call him Kadimi. Kadimi is too. He was good, but he was tired. He didn't want to do it anymore, and that's why he chose to lose and get out of the office. But he couldn't win. He chose not to win. So
he stepped away.
He didn't do everything in his power to win. He left it alone.
Yeah, so hopefully
I hope Sudani doesn't get tired because he's doing a great job.
No, I don't think he looks like he's trudging forward, and hopefully he continues to do what's right for Iraq. I like to see him continue. I got to admit, when the elections first came out, I wanted Al Kadhimi to be back in there. I didn't trust Sudani because he is an acolyte of Maliki, and I thought he was just going to do Maliki's bidding, and but it didn't turn out that way. It looks like he's so far it looks like he's a straight arrow. So hopefully he'll continue.
Once they get in power, usually this is how it works. Once they get in power like that, they don't care about anybody else, and they don't belong anymore to that party they come from. So now they don't work for that party; they work for the people of Iraq. And to get re-elected, you have to do everything you can good for the people to vote for you again. So that's what Sudani does. And you know what? It come out, he's very patriot. He loves his country. That's what I like about him. He loves Iraq. So, his father died. His father died in a fight or something like that. And he become out like his father. He's a man of his word. So that's what I like about him.
Yeah,
and I hope we keep him for more years. That's I mean, for me, like keeping a president for 4 years, 5 years to stabilize the country, that's the way it goes. You cannot change president or prime minister every year, and you expect the country to go back normal in a short time. So you need stability first.
Well, one of the things I read was one of the things I read that said the real issue right now for Sudani is, he's got to create jobs over there. He's got to create jobs for the youth, and they're still complaining about it. But if they need to take a step back, this guy's they just barely passed the budget. They still haven't distributed all the way out. It took a whole year for the government to be formed. I mean, do we give him another chance? Yeah, I think they should. And he's already doing all the right things.
But Pimpy works like here. It works exactly like over here. It's democracy. You're going to have people with you and you're going to have people against you.
Yeah.
So the people now who try to slow him down a little bit, is the people from the other parties. It's people who vote for somebody else, who choose somebody else. So they're going to be always against him, even if they know he's doing a good job. It's going to be like that. So
yeah, you're always going to have people who just want to complain. Yeah.
Yeah. So
listen, I want to cover something because one of the things you and I were talking about earlier was, I posted that video with the professional financial advisor, and the part I agreed with him on was what he was saying about all the gurus that are out there, how they keep misleading people and misinforming them, and they're not taking the time to educate them. And so that's the part I agreed with. And the parts I didn't agree, I commented on. When he said that it's never going to revalue, I said, I don't agree with that. And when he gave his reason, I went in behind him and explained why that reason wasn't the reason for them never to.
You did a great job. I saw the video and you did a great job. You did a great job at that. And
appreciate it. So you can't say they can't say it's never going to happen. All the reasons he gave were only reasons why it hasn't happened yet. That isn't keeping it from happening. That's what I'm looking for. These people make these videos that go, it's never going to happen. Then you say, okay, well, why do you think that? Then when they give their explanations, you go, no, those are reasons why it hasn't happened yet. To me, when somebody says never going to happen, they're going to say, well, because of this, it'll never happen. It's never going to allow it to do it, and it makes sense. But that's what they're doing.
He's wrong on that. On that, when he comes to money, he's really wrong. Like I said in my video too, this guy, I will not give him. If I'm a millionaire, if I have money to invest, I will not trust him with my money because he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, the professional financial advisor.
And he worked with exchange people and.
No, Merrill Lynch. I said, well, I wouldn't brag about that too much. Remember, and they collapsed after the 2008 real estate crisis we had.
So if this guy really know what he's talking about, he will go back to history and he will look and he will judge from that. He will not come out and look at things like, well, Iraq is not stable, Iraq has economy is bad, Iraq is this, Iraq. You know better than me. The exchange rate, it can be based on oil, just like a petroleum dollar, just like the Kuwaitis, just like Venezuela before, just like many countries. So when we talk about economy, it's not fixed, but it's fixed. It's not completely fixed, but it's fixed. Still a couple of steps to do in it. Here's the most important things, and you talked about it many times, and I didn't even know about it before I hear it from you. I heard it from you. I never pay attention to it. It's the private sector. The private sector plays a big role in money exchange
in the economy. Yep.
The economy. So I've been watching that a lot from close. Like I've been watching, and it's getting a lot better. And me personally, I want to hear from you. I want to hear more about that, about the private.
Well,
sector,
I've been doing videos. You said something.
Economy,
You said something in your video about Iraq being 1,000 times wealthier than Kuwait. So I did some research, and I did a video last night and released it saying, well, look, Nader's not far off. It's not a matter of whether Iraq is wealthier. They have the wealth there. What they need to do is establish themselves again. You have to stabilize the economy. You have to stabilize the government. You have to stabilize the country, which they're heading in that direction. But they have a lot more oil, of course, but they need more than just oil to rely on. There's going to be a lot of fluctuations in the oil price, especially with the World Economic Forum forcing people to use electric cars. You know what I mean? If they're going to use electric cars and you stop using gas, well, what does that do to the oil price? So that's the other issue.
Well, that's why they invested. You saw the article come out 2 weeks ago where they try to invest in private companies in gold and many things like that. They try to invest for them to go through. Don't take only Kuwait. Take any country around besides the Saudis and besides Iran. Any countries around Iraq, it's a lot poor. It has less than Iraq, a lot less than Iraq, and their money costs a lot more. Don't take only that country. I go to, like I told you, I do business a lot in Tunisia. And Tunisia have nothing, have zero of everything. It's a country of 12 million people. I think it's like 300 miles by 200 miles. It's small. And the dinars cost a lot more than Iraqi dinars. And they have zero assets. The only thing they have good is the olive oil. And that's how they survive, with the olive oil. They have a lot
one of the major things that's holding up the Iraqi dinar's value is the fact that they have restrictions on the currency. They still do. They're starting to loosen up a little bit. I like the fact that they have allowed Iraq to have currency swaps with these other countries. That's a big step for Iraq to start heading back onto the international market. That's just one step, but there are many steps that have to happen. And that's why I keep telling people, stay grounded. You got people out there saying, no, if the budget comes, then you're going to see the rate change in there. It's Christmas time. The rate change is going to be in there.
If you want to talk about the gurus, me and you, we come in, we do a video of 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes maximum, we get out. But when you see people doing videos for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, that's not give information. That's to take advantage.
Well, what I look for is, are they explaining what they're saying? You don't see that a lot, unfortunately. They just say, hey, this is happening. This is powerful. This is powerful. I love making fun of that. They go, you say, what is powerful? What are you talking about? They're not getting into detail in some cases where they should be. And that's why in my videos, I'll go through it and I make the videos like I do, explaining to people. If people think I'm negative, they go, oh, no, Pimpy's negative. I hear that all the time.
I call it negative. I call it realistic.
Yeah. Grounded, realistic.
Not everybody think the same. So not everybody think the same. I love listening to you because sometimes you make me laugh and sometimes you make me mad.
Yeah.
That's why but that's the name of the game. That's how it is.
People don't want to. They want me to pull a wand out of my butt and sprinkle unicorn pixie dust on them, and that's not what I do. I'm just going to tell you how it is. I understand you're being told that, the exchange rate's going to happen tomorrow or it's going to be this budget. Back in the older days, we used to have somebody say, God put it upon them. it's going to be on this date. I mean, we see here all kinds of gurus make all kinds of predictions. My thing is, I don't care what they do in their videos. That's up to them. But when people start committing suicide over the information that they're sharing, well, then I have a problem with that, and then I'm going to say something about it.
Pimpy, about dates. If we talk about dates, not even the CBI or the government know what date is going to be. They don't even themselves. They don't know. They don't know, because it doesn't. You know, a lot of people says, "Oh, this is the CBI decision, was the government decision." It's not. It's worldwide. It's worldwide. It's the reserve. It's the treasury. It's whatever you get, the UN, whatever you want to call it. It's Iraq. It's all together, and they all have to agree in one thing for this thing to happen. But people keep saying, "Oh, the CBI did this. The CEO of the CBI said this," but they can say whatever they want. If the treasury says no, it's no.
When are the 800 numbers coming out with the codes? Somebody posted that. Yeah, that's what we've been hearing that for so long, 20 plus years. These guys coming out, same stories. What blows my mind is people have been listening to them for almost as long, saying the same things over and over. I mean, how many times you got to listen to them before you realize that they're full of crap? I mean, if they keep telling you it's going to happen on this time, and then they kick the can down the road, you know, eventually you're going to go, yeah, you know what? You keep saying this, but you never do anything. It never happens.
You cannot say that, Pimpy. You can't say they're full of crap and all that. You know what? Because a lot of people got mad at you. And that's how they call you negative. That's why they call you negative. Because these people have been positive, but with a lie, with making people dream, with making people spending their money, buying more dinars and buying, you know, more currency, like, I don't know, the Vietnam currency or Venezuela currency, I don't know what you call them, but that's how they make a living too, don't forget. And that's why they're going to be positive every video and every show they do, which is me, you, we have nothing. I mean, I'm not gaining anything from this, so I'm going to say it as it is. You know, if it's not today, it's not today. If it's not tomorrow, not tomorrow. I said
all these guys got these super chats where you know, these Patreons. And I get that now, because before I just say there wasn't a need for it, but I had Pimpy's News Network, but it's only a backup in case I get kicked off again. But over there, I do post videos that I can on YouTube, which is totally different. But, you know, why do I need to charge people? Let YouTube pay me. You know what I mean? Just come watch it for free here and let YouTube pay me.
I was talking to somebody. Listen, this is a couple of days ago. I was talking to somebody, and he's always explaining me how to work, and he want to get me into it too. So I was talking to this guy, and he said they make $30,000-$40,000 on Patreon just talking about dinars and giving lies. I was like, I'm sorry about my language. What the fuck I'm doing? Why I have to do this too? They're like $30,000-$40,000 a month. I'm not talking about, like, you know, a year or something like that.
Oh yeah. I told everybody that happened to me with Charlie Ward. You know, them guys are, you know, they're showing me numbers that I could be making a week, and I said that's not my style, man. I can't do that.
I mean, anything can happen. Why from lies, and then you can sleep at night. You know, I love money like everybody else. Everybody loves money, but not by screwing people, not by like lying to people, not by like, you know, just if you can make it honestly, make it honestly. If you cannot, you cannot. And that's it. This is how it works. But maybe I'm wrong. Again, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my mind works like that. Maybe it's my brain works like that. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. But, you know, look, Iraq is heading in the right direction. We know this. But, you know, for people out there think it's going to happen overnight, it's not. There's a lot of steps that have to be taken, and so at least they're going in the right direction. To be honest with you,
you cannot blame them, Pimpy. Sometimes I see things and I go like, "That's it. It's gonna happen now." Sometimes I see some, like, you know, article comes out or something being done by the Treasury or by Iraq, the government or the CBI. I go like, "That's it. This is what it is." But I don't go there and chant it. I don't go there and like say it. Hey.
Where'd you go?
Call.
Oh, there you go. You drop your phone.
I received the phone call. That's why. So, you know, it's not like they're talking about taking out the dinar. I mean, the dollar. I'm sorry. On the 1st of January, will be no more dinars. You deal with no more dollars.
Yeah, the beginning of 2024. There's no more U.S. dollars. Yeah, it'll be strict dinars. Yeah. Now, what I would like to see, and this is going to be bad for the United States, but I would like to see, just because I want the people in Iraq to prosper, them get away from using U.S. dollars for oil and just start using Iraqi dinar, that would be a huge, huge boost for the Iraqi dinar.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I tell you I cannot, but you cannot predict. It can be good, it can be bad. So you cannot say, hey, it's gonna change that day.
Oh no,
So
that'll
you don't know.
strengthen. That's why our dollar is strong because of the oil from Iraq. We forced everybody in the world to do trade in our dollars, and because of that, we have a strong dollar. But when everybody starts de-dollarizing, then we're really screwed over here. People don't. I don't think people really
Well, with
understand
BRICS and all
our.
that, it's gonna happen. You know that the error United States is making is sanction everybody. Everybody does something. Let's put sanctions on sanctions. So people are getting tired. I go like, okay, you know
Oh
what?
yeah,
What? Fuck it. I'm getting sanctioned for all over the place for nothing. With a dollar. So let's drop the dollar. Work with BRICS. That's how they're gonna go. Or let's drop the dollar. Work with my money against their money or against the other country's money. Why I have to deal with the dollar? That's what they say in exact, and
yeah.
that's not good
Well,
because
they're tired of being bullied that way. If you're in the SWIFT system and they want to really pick on you, they just take you out of SWIFT system, and it really affects your economy. I mean, it affects it in a really bad way. So this person's the crypto. I think I'm not sure what this is. Newton. I'm not sure because I can hardly see it. Can you guys talk about the steps involved in cashing in dinars? Well, here's the thing. I'll talk from American side of this. The dinars used to be sold like all the other currencies in banks. You could go in there, buy currencies, you could sell currencies back or trade them, or you can go to exchanges and pay a premium. It's up to that. But right now, because there's sanctions on
listen to
Iraqi
this.
dinar,
Pimp, I gotta cut you off. No. Pimp, you're wrong.
what's that?
When the exchange time comes, we're gonna have to go to three things: a redemption center, 1-800 numbers, or the army bases.
Back streams,
No, you're wrong on that one. Listen, people are big telling them that. That's wrong. The only thing you can do to change your money, walk to your bank if they accept it, or
Yep.
go to the exchange offices. There is no redemption center.
Yeah, there's
There is
no
no army
redemption numbers.
bases. There is no 800 numbers. There is nothing that way. Nothing that way.
Another thing,
No.
I want to warn people about something. There's people out there making the claim that if you guys all put your dinars together, then you guys can get a better rate. That's not true. You're not going to get a better rate. There's a rate for everybody. There is no get them together. And they're sending their serial numbers on their dollars to these people, right? They write them all. What you don't understand is these people are counterfeiting the dinars and they're using your serial numbers. Don't be sending your serial numbers into people, you guys. Don't fall for any of that crap.
Don't give your money to no one. Keep your money with you and go to your bank. The only one you can trust is your bank. There you go. I'm home. I'm better here. Can you hear me better and everything better?
Yeah, oh yeah, I see you.
All right.
Yeah, just go to your bank, you guys.
Same thing. Yeah. Don't give your money to no one. Don't give your money to. That's all crap. All that stuff.
Don't call no 800 numbers. You don't need a humanitarian project. And even though I say that, I do encourage you to get one. You know what I mean? I don't want to say don't get one, but people feel like they're not going to get their money if they don't get a humanitarian project or an LLC. No, that's all crock. All right, you guys, just take your money.
If you want to do something like that, you can do it yourself.
Yeah, I'm encouraging people to do it. I like to see
the
people do
plane,
that.
go to a really poor country, doesn't have any water or something, and build stuff for them. But this humanitarian things, it's from your heart. It's not for somebody. And if you want to give somebody, if you want to give your money to somebody, give it to me. I'll exchange it for you guys.
Yeah, I say if you guys don't want it, send it here. People are asking about the Zim dollar. I'll just comment it real quick. Man, I don't. That's hard. Them people, it's election time, and so they're killing each other right now. The opposition leaders are being killed, kidnapped, thrown in jail. So when that happens, then they're never going to lift the sanctions. The Zim dollars are going to go anywhere. And you guys are being told which Zim dollars to buy are the wrong ones. If you get them $100 trillion ones, don't buy those. Those are all the wrong ones. They're like $2, $5, $10. Those are the new Zims. All you have to do is go to Google and put on there, what is the current Zim being used? And you can see it. So I've said that many times. And of course, once again, Pimpy's wrong. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I've been hearing that crap for so long. Seriously. So sorry about that. But anyways, Iraq is, again, I do think they're doing all the right things. And
let's talk about sanction, Pimpy.
Sure.
I know you read a lot about them and all that. I know we've been out all the section almost. You know, especially the only thing we're not audit, it's the military sections. It's
Yeah,
the
well,
army stuff.
your currency, the currency is under sanctions. So what that means is pretty. You see it happening. Whenever there's a budget, they have to run everything past the United States. The United States is the one to disperse the money to Iraq for them to disperse on forward. But they have to go through everything. What is the money being used for? Who's going to be in charge of it? Where is it going? How you keep a track of it? And you have to go through all these hoops. Is what Iraq needs to go through. But that's what I mean by your money is on, sanctions. It's they literally have to ask the United States for permission to do certain things with their money. And that's not what any country wants to have to deal with, but that's what's happening. And so you could, anytime a country has a lot of resources, you can bank on the United States really keeping them down as long as possible while they take advantage of the low exchange rate. I mean, the labor work over in Iraq is cheaper, just like it is in Vietnam. But the difference between Vietnam and Iraq is this: Vietnam is an export country. They purposely are manipulating the currency to stay down. They want it to stay down so they can export more. Iraq is more of an import country. They want their currency to go up so they have more purchasing power. Yeah. So there's a huge difference between the two. And right now, I just was reading, and I think I did a video on it last night. Pretty sure I did. But whether or not Iraq should, instead of decreasing the value of the currency, if the oil prices drop, does it make sense for them to increase? And there's cases in which increasing the dinar makes sense. So last time they decreased it, but it caused a lot of problems for the poor people, and it really screwed up the country. But this time, I think they should go the opposite direction. They have enough foreign reserves now and gold reserves now where they can increase. It's not like a major jump, but they can increase the value of the dinar, and that will help them with any deficiencies that they get from the oil. You know what I mean? They'll have more purchasing power.
So the other day I made a video and I put an article on it about the dinar and removing. I mean, it's true though. Removing the 30, get to 1,000 and removing the 3 zeros. What do you think about that too?
Well, I pointed this out so many times that the deletion of the zeros is not being explained properly. So they keep referring to this article. They keep going, the study of the deletion of the zeros. I go, but if you read the entire article, it tells you as plain as day that the deletion of the zeros is coming off the currency. Nowhere in there does it say anything about the exchange rate. I'm not saying that the deletion of the zeros can't happen to an exchange rate, but the way they're explaining it doesn't make sense. I saw one video where the guy went up there and how it says 0.00076, and they're like, they just take the 3 zeros off. And I go, no, that would make it 76 cents for every 900 and some dinars. They don't do it that way. They do it in round numbers. Like for every $1, you get X amount. Why would they take the zeros off that? That doesn't make no sense. But in the article, they tell you that this is the deletion of the zeros are to be removed off the currency. Now, where people are panicking, and I understand why, if they delete the zeros off the currency before they do a rate change, then those people, and this is a possibility, and I know people hate to hear this, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it's a possibility, and you should at least be aware of it. If they delete the zeros, or if they, delete the zeros and then do the rate change, well, we're screwed. You know what I mean? Instead of having $25,000 dinar with a 322 rate, it's not. It's going to be a 322 rate with a 25 dinar. So that's a possibility. What we want them to do is change the exchange rate, and then later on, as the economy gets stronger, do the deletions off the currency. So it's just a study right now. That's all it is. I'm sure they're trying to figure out what direction they want to go into. Just so you guys are aware that it's a possibility. I don't think it's going to happen that way, but it is a possibility.
Because the article, this is what it says exactly. They said they're trying to get to 1160 and then to 1,000 and then remove the 3 zeros, and like that I can match 1-to-1.
Yeah, I can see that going halfway, where they start to increase in increments, and as it gets closer to the 1-to-1 with the US dollar, then they start thinking about the deletion of the zeros off the currency. That makes more sense to me than anything else. It says, what is the holdup for them getting right with the WTO? You know, that guy in that video, he was right. I did a video where I went, look where they are. They're only 2 steps in out of all these other steps.
No, that's not. I saw that, and I want to give my advice on that. Because I'm inside a little bit. The W2 things has been since 2018 since we put the application in. So it's been more than 4 years. I mean, 4 years almost. I'm sorry, more than 3 years. 4 years. Now I think it's time to be fully in. This year, I think that's what we're looking for. The WTA.
There's a process. Nader is what I'm saying.
We've been
They
through a
actually
lot of it
applied in
already.
2008. They actually applied in 2008. They started a process, then they stop. Then they start the process, then they stop. Then they don't pay no fees for a few years. Then they have to pay those back fees. You know, there's a process in where you have to be a country that's an observation country, and they're not. There's no consistency as they move forward, and it keeps setting them back. It is a process. It's a long process. So this time around, hopefully they continue.
The only reason that happened before because we didn't have a stable government. We didn't have.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say is there is a process.
Yeah.
So they can move forward now. Hopefully they just continue down that path. Nothing messes it up, and they get into the World Trade Organization. But it's not going to happen overnight. They have to go through all the different steps. If you go to the World Trade Organization, just look up Iraq, it'll show you where they are in the process and the things they have left to do. And they kind of give you an idea how long it takes. So yeah, it's good that they're heading there. This would do wonders for their economy. Another thing, just so you're aware, there are individuals within the World Trade Organization. Iraq is one of the countries, but there are a couple of other countries that they are cutting some of the red tape to make it easier for them to get into the World Trade Organization. Their accession into the World Trade Organization is being escalated, and that's a good thing, you know. But I don't know how much time it's going to cut off their whole process, but I'm curious to see how it goes.
Well, I think that WTO things is gonna go quick. That's what I think. I think we are one of the favorite countries that WTO wanna have and with them. So that's one more things. Now let me ask you about this, and this is I never asked somebody about it. How much you think the Treasury of the United States? How many dinars you think they hold?
Oh, I know how many they have. I already found that answer.
How many? How much? Do you know or you remember or?
I think it was 4 or 11 billion. I did a video about it and I showed everybody where it was. I don't remember if they said 4 or 11 billion dinars. Yeah. I think is what it is.
Now,
not trillion, billion. People are going, no, it's trillion because they're so poor. I go, no. When they first did it, it was only billion. Think about what they're going to do with the dinar. When they say it's going to pay for itself. Well, if it goes to $3 rate, 4 billion is, you know, a lot of money. That's in the trillions. So it's not trillions that they hold. They hold, I think it was 4 or 11 billion. And I did a video years ago showing everybody where I got the information from. And I said, here, everybody's been looking for this. Here it is right there in your face. I'm showing you from one of the government websites.
All right. Here's my question about that. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing for the United States to hold the Iraqi dinars?
That they hold them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think for citizens of the United States, it's a good thing because if they're going to do what they claim they're going to do, which is the war is going to pay for itself, how are they going to go about reimbursing the American citizens all the taxpayer dollars that they stole from us to go to a war we didn't want to be involved in? You know, if they're telling us it's going to pay for itself, well, you took our money to pay for this war. How do you plan on giving that back to us? I'd like to see it go towards the national debt and pay it down a whole bunch. That'd be one thing I'd like to see. But who knows with this government? Before I was optimistic about it, but it's so corrupt right now. It's so corrupt.
It's going to go to other countries,
to their pockets. They'll find a way to funnel it to themselves.
To do more wars. Stop more wars.
All of a sudden, you see everybody's going to write a book. That's how they bribe people now. So if you do what
why that's a good thing? Why that's a good thing for the United States now? Because that money, I think they hold in it for Iraq.
Well, no, I mean the United States holds all foreign asset reserves. All that's going to do is just going to go right into their foreign asset reserves. What that does is protects our currency whenever we need to. We can sell Iraqi dinars to help strengthen our dollar in times of issues with. Anytime a currency starts to go into a crisis, you hear them. Here, let me reword it. You notice how they constantly keep making a big deal about how much gold Iraq has or what their foreign asset reserves are, because it affects their own currency.
But
So they,
this money is stolen, though. It's not, you know, it was not a gift. It was not. It was stolen. How can I hold somebody else's money without their permission? I mean, if they bought it from us, if they give us something
oh
in
no, they
exchange,
agreed. The agreement was for, ready for this. So the exchange rate for the government is $4 for every Iraqi dinar. That was the agreed upon rate. When I did the video, I showed everybody where it was at. I said, look, that's a rate that we would want. Is $4 for every Iraqi dinar. And they're holding like, I don't remember, it was 411 billion is what it was. So they have an agreement. It was already agreed upon between the two governments. This is going to be the fixed rate. This is how much we have. And that's what they agree upon. You know, that's what it was.
So you see you see the future. I mean, you see in the future it can be $3-4.
I know a lot of people go, well, how come they don't, you know, hurry up and change the rate so they can benefit from it? Well, they can benefit from it anytime they want. They don't have to wait for the rate for the public to change. They could just tell Iraq, remember, we have agreement. Even though your currency is at this exchange rate for the public, we are the government, we are the United States, and this is our agreed upon amount. Not that they could, because they're totally bankrupt Iraq is what would happen. But, you know, people act like the only currency that Iraq is holding on to is, I mean, people act like the United States, the only currency they're holding on to is Iraqi dinars. That's not true. We have one of the largest foreign reserve collections in the world. So we use that money to protect our economy and our dollar. For the same reason why Iraq is, you know, adding more and more foreign currencies through the currency auction windows. They get they sell different dollars to different countries, and then they take their currency and then they add it to the reserves.
Here's a question everybody's waiting for. Everybody's waiting for, from you and from me, both sides. Now, you know, the country is doing good. You know, like you said, they're taking it step by step, but they're going, I mean, they're going forward. They just keep going. What do you think? How long this thing can take for, I mean, I'm not asking for dates. I'm not asking, in your opinion, I'm asking how long it can take for them. Me, I'm going to tell you the answer quick. Me, I'm waiting for 2025 to see where we are. That's my opinion, and that's what I see.
Yeah, well, I mean, I said that before. 2025 seems like the date that they're targeting. It's not just them, but other countries are doing things too, and their cutoff date is 2025. I'm not sure what's going to happen worldwide.
No, you're not saying it cannot happen before either.
No, I'm saying it's going to go up in increments. So I anticipate, depending on what they do with their economy, if they get the money out there, is the economy finally going forward? Are they working on infrastructure? Are people back to work? Us seeing something after the first quarter of 2024, I think you're going to start seeing them move up slowly but surely. But again, it just depends on, unfortunately, you're relying on a government that has a history of backtracking every time they do something good. So as long as they stay on the path that they are, I think we should start to see the dinar move up. And like I said earlier, when I was talking about the oil, if the oil prices go down, they don't have to devalue their currency. They can actually increase.
One thing that scares me. It's when you come to the oil, when you put the barrel at $70 and the oil can go down to $40, $30. That's really scary.
Well, look what happened in 2020. It damn near crashed the whole government. They were bankrupt until they were able to devalue their currency. You know, but it's different where they are now versus where they were then. Much different. The reserves are really built up. They're like 3 times where they were then. The gold reserves are much higher. I think it's 1.5 times higher than it was then. Yeah. You know, the government wasn't stable. There was protests popping off everywhere. Still, small pockets of ISIS running around there. So there was a lot of reasons for them being where they were in 2020 versus now. You know, now they're much more further along in the process of getting together.
A little more stable financially.
Yeah, and that's why that professional in that video, I wish he would have done. You know, don't say it's never going to happen. What he should have done was said this: these people, these gurus are telling you this. Let's get into detail and explain why the way they're explaining it is wrong. And in order for it to happen, this is what they need to do. See, that's what I do in my videos when I'm talking about it. I heard what he said, and for him to say it's never going to happen, I was like, no, that's wrong. You know, you're just giving the reasons why it's not happening now. But what happens if they do this? What happens when this gets done? You know, that's what they should be focusing on. it's okay to say that these gurus are full of crap and they're trying to tell you it's going to happen overnight. We know this. All right. They've been saying this for years. But what they should be doing is saying, this is why, one way or the other, and not be afraid to piss people off. I mean, obviously I do, and they hate me for it, but Pimpy's negative.
Let's cover this thing about scam too. When you deal, I deal a lot with Forex. I buy a lot of money from all over. But for work, like when I'm traveling, that's what I buy. It's from Forex. I put them in the account and I move on. The scam thing, like when you buy any currency, there is no scam in it. It's win or lose. There's no scam. It's win or lose. You can take your dinars today and find a way to sell them for cheaper what you bought them. So you lost money, but you didn't get scammed. That's one thing.
Yeah, the currency is not a scam.
It's never be a scam. So anybody like this guy, professor, who goes like it's a scam, he keeps saying it's a scam, he's wrong. That's the first thing he says wrong when he says it's a scam. No, it's not a scam. I can convince you to buy dinars, and I know I'm going to win something of it, but you're not going to lose all of it. That's not a scam. That's business, and that's loss or win.
No, it's a legitimate currency. The people that are talking about the dinar are the people that are running the scams. Mark wants to know real quick, why does Jordan have a good rate and Iraqi doesn't, when Iraq doesn't have inflation and they don't have their wealth? Well, Mark, it's the first of all, the currency in Iraq is on restrictions. They have sanctions, and Jordan doesn't. So that's one thing. That's what we're talking about. There are a lot of steps that once they're done, the value of the Iraqi dinar, in my opinion, is going to be more valuable than the Kuwait dinar. When you do a side-by-side comparison of what Kuwait has going for them, and I did a video. If you want to go to my list of videos, I did one on Kuwait versus the Iraqi dinar, and you could see what the difference is between the two. The truth of the matter is, Nader said that Iraq's more wealthier. That's true, but Kuwait doesn't have any restrictions. Their economy is strong.
They didn't have any wars. They didn't have anything like that.
Yeah, their people have better standard of living. So all those things contribute to the value of the currency. So, and that's what I keep trying to tell people. It's not just that presto, pull one at your butt and sprinkle some unicorn pixie dust on you guys. When you hear people go, oh, they're in the World Trade Organization, there's no way for them to get into the World Trade Organization with this current exchange rate. That's a lie.
A lot of people, Pimpy too, doesn't think this. Think when they get sanctioned and when they go in war, it's only that they have to fix that and everything is good. No, when you go to war and when you get sanctioned, it kills your economy. It kills your private sector. It kills everything. And you have to go back. You have to fix all that before anything goes back normal.
Yeah. So well, look at Iran. Look what we did to their economy. If you look at Venezuela, if you look at Iran, you know what I mean? That's just to name of two. Those economies were destroyed once they were sanctioned. I mean, sanctions depend on how many sanctions and what type of sanctions. If you really piss off the United States and they slap sanctions on you, other countries are not even allowed to do trade with you. If they do, they get punished for it. So no, it's like having a disease. Nobody wants to get anywhere near you. They don't want to get sick, or they don't want the bad United States to punish them. And that's the truth. It is. So, being kicked out of the SWIFT system is major deal to your economy. It sucks.
Now you see a lot of people too saying, hey, all this country pouring into Iraq. Iraq is going to, all this country pouring in Iraq. We cannot accept everybody. We cannot say, hey, okay, they come today, you're in. We have to go through, sign contracts with them. We have to look what's best for them and for us. We have to, it takes time. People think because they see all this country when I come to Iraq and do business, they're going to be all accepted and they're not going to agree all in what Iraq asked for. That's not true either. Not everybody's going to accept what Iraq asked for. And Iraq's not going to accept what everybody is offering either. So, it's going to take a lot of time. That's
a lot of negotiations. And, just here, a perfect example is the oil going back to Turkey again. And when it first got brought up, I was like, no, that's a good thing. But they came up with an agreement. That's fine and dandy. But until that oil is flowing and the money's going to the bank account, don't get overly excited, because they've made agreements so many times that have not been implemented or have not moved forward on different things. And that's the issue that you're going to notice. Sure, Turkey and Iraq made this agreement. Remember, they kept saying, what did they say? Oh, the oil will start going next week, but we're checking the pipelines. Remember that? And that was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. What happened? Yeah, you have to get permission from the United States to allow it to go to Turkey. You know what I mean? So
All right, the HCL,
the what?
the HCL.
Hydrocarbon law.
So what do you think about that? Because they saying now the guru is saying if that go through
The rate's going to change.
Why are you shaking your head?
Look, it's another positive step forward, but they don't have anything to do with the rate.
But
and I know people are out there telling them that they do,
but the guru is saying we cannot have an HCL law without changing the rate.
Well, that's like you can't get into the World Trade Organization with the current exchange rate, or you can't pass a budget with this current exchange rate. We've been hearing that for so long, and I keep telling people, what the hell are you talking about? They've been living with this rate for years, decades now, and they've passed budgets before, and they've been living off of it. I'm not saying they wouldn't want more purchasing power, but they've adapted. So don't say they can't, because they can. You know what I mean?
All right, let me tell you something. People in Iraq, we already getting paid HCL. It's just not planned. It's not low, but we ready. If you think about the food basket, it's HCL. If you think about the money, the cards they're given with money on to poor people, to not, that's HCL. Everything comes from HCL. It's just, the law just didn't pass, but they're already distributing it. Some people had find a lot of money all this month, like for 3 months now. People receiving money to their bank accounts. You know, they don't know where they come from, but that's the HCL.
Yeah,
and
well, plus
now
the budget, they put money aside.
No, nobody got anything because, you know, like.
Well, that's one of the things I was explaining to people. Look, you got a lot of people over there who are on financial aid from the government. Yes. So the more jobs you provide, the more people you get off that aid. So the government is not spending money, but instead now is taking in money on taxes. So, you know, that's a huge change. That's why they have to start providing more jobs. I like the rule that Iraq set for people coming into the country for investing. And that is, at the very minimum, 85% of your employees have to be Iraqis. I love that. You know what I mean? Because there's companies that will start businesses there and they'll bring their own people. They won't hire Iraqi people. That doesn't benefit them at all.
Yeah, they bring, like India, like, you know, when they open a company, they bring their own people. Like the Asian, Philippines and stuff like that, when they open companies like that. They open their own. I mean, they bring their own.
Same thing with Vietnam. They did the same thing. 85% of the people. Mike's saying seems like BRICS is the real choice. Yeah, I mean, look, the United States is doing a splendid, wonderful job of pushing everybody towards the BRIC nations. Now, I will say this. I don't think it's going to be successful because nobody trusts China and nobody trusts Russia. You know, unfortunately, you have to choose between the lesser of the evils, and that's us. You know, somebody said, you must hate America. I thought you were a patriot. No, it has nothing to do with America. I love America. I can't stand our government. Our government is corrupt as hell. I mean, they don't even hide the crimes anymore. They just do it straight out in the open. You know, so that's how far along they are, where they don't even hide the crimes.
Well, I like the way you think like that, because sometimes I make a video and I talk to people, and sometimes I say negative stuff of America, and I tell them straight. I tell them it's not about Americans. It's about the government of America. I never say. I mean, some people, like I made a live the other day in the morning. People asking me questions like why people hate Americans outside the country, like when you go to Europe or where you go to Middle East. Nobody hates American, and that nobody believes that. Like the people like me, like anybody, like in the street, you walk in the street, they welcome you, they help you, they try to do it, they love you. Now the government
people are not trying to leave America. People are trying to sneak into America. So, you know, that should tell you what you need to know.
That's what I'm saying. I said that many times. I said if they hate you, they will never try to come over here.
They won't come over here.
They will never try to come over here.
Mark brought up something interesting.
People have the bad idea, the bad.
Yeah, don't believe the media, okay, guys. Like the media, the media lies. Mark saying Iraq is rich in minerals as well. Yes, they are. As a matter of fact, there's these I don't know why I'm spacing it, but the minerals they use to make the chips for the weapons. You know, right now China has a monopoly on it, but those minerals are actually in Iraq, so they're going to start mining those, and that's going to be big because I think they are the second or third largest in these minerals. So that's Iraq does have it, and they have a large deposit of it. So I'm not sure why countries decided not to mine them when they had them, or some mines were closed down and they just allowed China, to do it all for the world. But that's changing, at least. So yeah, Iraq does have minerals. that they can use for mining. They have gold there like you wouldn't believe. I mean, I seen a scan they did on the Tigris River. The gold, there's tons of gold, and it's all on the surface. I seen the videos of the locals out there with their trays trying to pan for gold. Yeah, I would love to go out there with the dredge. That's what I would love to do.
Well, I saw somebody named the same guy. I think it's Mark. Mark asking about BRICS. What we think about BRICS, I think BRICS is not good for the United States. And I don't want BRICS to go through. Tell you the truth, me personally, I prefer the dollar than BRICS.
I would like for the BRICS nations to force us into the gold standard. That's what I would like to see happen.
Well, if they do that, the United States is going to have to do that too.
Yeah.
They're going to have to base their dollar not on oil anymore.
Technically, they're already there now, but
on the gold.
Yeah.
But the thing, a lot of people, a lot of Americans see it. They're happy to have BRICS. The regular people like me and you.
It's not so much the BRICS as we like the idea of going back to the gold standard. I think that's why I cheer for the BRICS nations, only for that reason and no other reason. But like I said, nobody trusts Russia, nobody trusts China. And so it just depends on who's going to be steering that ship, I guess is the best way to put it.
Well, China and Russia, I don't think they can steer the ship. They can, China, if you look at China and their world, in Asia, nobody likes them. You take Philippines, Vietnam, whatever. Around them, nobody likes them in the first place. And you see what I'm saying? Russia, besides, you see what's going on. Not Europe doesn't like him. Eastern Europe doesn't like him. Nobody likes him. Besides Poland, of course. They like him a lot.
So we're saying go standard in crypto, huh? So we're saying go standard in a crypto way. It's funny is because I watched this guy in a video saying that, they found this map. And it's the same map I came across and I had it, but I just hadn't played around with it. But it's talking about in there, it gives you dates and timelines about what these countries are doing, where they have to be at a certain date. And again, this goes back to 2025. There's something happening in 2025. My guess is that the whole world is going to be forced into central bank digital currency. But they're also talking about using cryptocurrencies. And the ones they're going to put in group one are cryptocurrencies that are backed by gold and silver, which I thought was interesting. But I got to look into it more and make sure I'm reading it right.
Do you believe in cryptos?
No.
I don't either. I mean, I have one. I bought one just for fun, and it's the cheaper one I find there. But just for to see where it goes. If I lose a couple,
if it was truly independent without government interference, truly, I would support it. But it's people are like, well, Bitcoin only has 21 million. Tokens and never could be. Don't say never, because I told everybody as soon as ETFs were created for Bitcoin and Ethereum, you could say there's only 21 million tokens, but they're going to sell 4 or 5 times that amount. We've seen that happen when Wall Street, the stock one, where they bought the AMC stock, and when they bought the GameStop stock, they found out that these people were shorting more than 100% of stocks that were available. So if they could do it to the stock market, what do you think they're going to do to the crypto? They're going to break them down into fractures. They're going to sell you way more. They do to silver. They have more paper silver sold out there than we do actually have physical silver. That's illegal, but they do it, and everybody knows they do it, and nobody does anything. Nobody knows or says anything about it. So it's the same thing. The ISO 222, it's on now. Yeah, it's in a SWIFT system. I love how people are going, oh, it's a big deal, this ISO 222. All it is, just so you know real quick, it is a messaging center. That's all it is messaging. Okay? People are like, that's a QFS. No, calm down. It's just a messaging software for the SWIFT system. And everybody's like, well, the SWIFT's old. It's outdated. No, March of 2023, they launched the new version. It's way quicker. I know you guys are hearing all this crap out there, but I do videos. If you guys go watch my videos, I point it out and I show you where the information comes from. So people want to know if there's a QFS system. And I say, yeah, there is. I found it. I'm the only one that found it. And I showed everybody it's called a D-Wave. It's being used in Spain. You know what I mean? So just all you guys got to do is go to my videos and check them out. All right. There's playlists in there. You can just go to Nasera and look it all up. But, sorry, got sidetracked there. But Iraq can just keep moving forward, doing what they're doing. I think they're going to be just fine. I know people are getting anxious because there's so much good news, and you got these idiots out there telling them it's going to happen tomorrow, and so that anxiety of wanting it done so quick is building up.
They do a lot of this propaganda of the dinar every season, every Christmas. It become like that. Like holidays, I see everybody going crazy for the last 2 years every Christmas. It's like 3 times a year: Christmas in the month
Yeah.
of March, and
Every time they pass the
in
budget,
September. So yeah,
every time around Christmas, you hear the same stuff all over again. And it's like, you can tell those people who've been listening to these people for a long time, we just know it's bullcrap. And here we go again. Then here comes me. I go pee in everybody's Wheaties and say, no, it's not true. Don't listen to them. Pimpy's negative. Pimpy, when I tell them the truth they don't want to hear, they go, oh, I'm negative. You know what I mean? Or the other thing is, Pimpy's misinforming people. Or my favorite is, Pimpy works for the deep state. I talked to my people and he's deep state.
see,
Rest in peace, Benny. I just found out he passed away. So, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, but he was
anyway. All we're saying, we're not saying it's not gonna happen. We're not saying anything like that negative on it. We're just saying it's gonna happen. When, we don't know. It can take time. It can be quicker. Nobody knows. Like I told you guys, it's now even the CBI doesn't know. Even the government of Iraq doesn't know. Nobody knows about these things, because these things everybody look at it as one country, but it's not. It's worldwide.
No, that's why I think it's funny when they go, "Oh, my CBI insider." No. Do you understand that over there? That's the death penalty. So if they start telling people ahead of time that the Iraqi dinar is going to have this major rate change, then everybody's going to rush out and buy the Iraqi dinar, and it's going to screw up their economy. You know what I mean? So you just use a little common sense. They're not going to tell people till the day of. Now, they spoke about this current exchange rate moving one way or another only because of the backlash from it going backwards, and they just wanted to put it back to the original one. But there was no real major change in the exchange rate. Anything jumping up to like a 322 rate, the day they announce it is the day that most of people find out. You know what I mean? They find out then. So yeah,
that'll even announce it. They'll be on Forex. It will be on. They're not gonna come out and say, "Hey, okay, we changed." Our things. They come out on YouTube. Like the government will come out to tell the Iraqi citizen, yes, or on TV, but it will not be worldwide. The other countries will hear about it not from the news or from that, because it have nothing to do with inside. That I never saw I never saw news talking about like exchange rates or anything like that. Besides the financial side, of course.
What is this? Is Pimpy? I'm sending you a gift. Hope you're still at. I don't know what that is. I don't know what #68 is, sweetie. So don't send it there. I don't know what that is, because I found out people were acting like they were mean. They were opening up chat groups. There was this huge website. Somebody went way overboard, claiming that it was Pimpy's investment chat, like a business, an official business. And they were using deceased people to act like they were board members. I was like, whoa, when I found this thing, I was like, these people went real overboard. And when you call the number, they're like, yeah, you can invest in us. I was like, what do you mean? I'm fucking Pimpy, people. Idiots. You know what I mean? I'm Pimpy. You guys are acting like you're me or not. Excuse the curse of people, but it was unbelievable, man. That's how out of control things can get if you're not careful. So just, Catherine, hopefully you're in on Facebook. You can hit me up that way. I have a Facebook group, or you just send me a private message. Let me know what it is you're talking about, and then I can tell you where to reach out to me.
Pimpy, can we do this? Can we create a 1-800 number or not?
Yeah, let's create a 1-800 number.
We can make a lot of money, Pimpy.
1-800 give Pimpy.
Anything. That would be good. 1-800 Nader and Pimpy. That would be nice. All right, Pimpy. Did we cover everything?
Yeah, we're good. We should do this again, Nader. This was a lot of fun.
Of course, yeah.
Told you I'm not the boogeyman, but at least he had the balls enough to come on my show. I told people, look, we can talk respectfully. We don't have to agree on things. But those people,
I said things like I said things where I made a mistake, like make people dream a little bit sometime, and I can take that consequence. I can pay the consequences, no problem. But I'm trying my best to keep people awake and not spend their money in bullshit. That's all what I'm saying. It's not, and I'm not talking about any gurus, or I'm not gonna insult on anybody. I have my advice and my opinion, and Pimpy has his opinion. And now it's all about you guys to judge and look at. But we all in the same boat anyway, so we all weighed in. We all want. Look, I want to be rich too. You want to be rich too. Everybody
I know you people act like I don't want that to happen. I'm just sitting around going, "It won't happen."
All right.
Catherine, I don't have that Clovis address no more. I'm getting a new one because it was too much of a commute. These people were supposed to be handling my mail for me, so it just became too much. I will let everybody know when there is a new address. It should be shortly, actually. And people, if they want to send things, I appreciate it. I got a lot of things last time when I was in the middle of moving, and I wanted to say thank you to everybody, and I never did, and I felt so rude about it. But people are always nice enough to send me stuff, and send me cool ass silver coins. They send me, honey that was really healthy. I like the honey. I ate the shit out of the honey. But different things like that. So appreciate it. It's really nice. So
all right, Mr. Pimpy, we gotta go now.
Time to go, my friend. Listen, I appreciate everybody joining us. This was a great chat. We'll do it again. I'll hit up Nader again. We'll have to maybe do like once a month or something.
Bring some people. You know who I want here? I want militiamen.
Who?
Militiamen.
And I'm going to tell you right now, my friend.
Respectfully.
I'm going to tell you right now. I've even offered them up to $10,000 to come on and have a debate with me. They didn't even do it. So you're not going to be able to get any of those people to come on here and debate me with anything because they'll get their ass kicked. But if they want to have a general conversation like this, I don't have a problem with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just a general conversation. You ask why you think this, why you do that, why you said that. Me too, I want to know. I mean, a lot of people. I want Frank too to come over here. Frank,
man, they ain't going to do it. But if you can talk them into coming in, then more power to you. We'll bring them on. I don't have a problem with it. This isn't about picking on them. It's about why do you say that? Where are you getting your information from? They're not. They're just going to bullshit you. That's what they're going to do. But just doing this is really harmful to the investment. People start to lose hope. It's also harmful to the people who get really super depressed.
Oh, never lose hope. Why they lose hope? They're not. Things are going to change.
And we don't want that to happen. Anyways, my friend, tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Since I probably won't talk to you between now and tomorrow, and the same to everybody else. Happy holidays, you guys. Everybody be safe. But anyways, that's it for now. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll catch you later. All right, we're out. All right, Nader.
Bye. Have a good
night, my friend.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.